Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 8-7, surface area of pyramids. We will continue addressing the question, how do measurements help you describe real-world objects? And our vocabulary for today will be lateral surface area, slant height, regular pyramid. Now let's see how the vocabulary is used in context. Pyramids. Ancient Egyptians built pyramids, such as the one shown in the photo below. The pyramids of Giza, as you can see right there in Egypt. A right square pyramid has a square base and 4 isosceles triangles. So here's our square base and 4 isosceles triangles. Now remember, isosceles triangle means 2 angles are equal and one is different, one is separate. You can see that these isosceles triangles, the bottom angles are congruent, while the top angle where the vertex is different. Now, they have a square base and 4 isosceles triangles that make up the lateral faces. The lateral faces are these side faces, okay? These are lateral faces. The lateral surface area, okay? So if we look for the surface area, we have to find the area of this triangle, the area of that triangle, the area of the triangle in the back, and the area of the triangle on the left. And then we have to add them all up, right? So the lateral surface area is the sum, if you add them up, of the areas of all its lateral faces. The height of each lateral face is called the slant height. The slant height, notice it goes, because this is slanted, it's going along the slanted side. But really, if you were to look at this triangle flat, you know that it would be, no matter, it doesn't matter that it falls inward to connect with the other side. The height is still from the center, from the baseline of the triangle, right to the top. So that would be the height. So again, we have the lateral surface area right there and the slant height. Please be sure to complete this diagram in your notebooks. Let's look at the key concept for this lesson, the surface area of a pyramid. So let's look at the words. Lateral area. The lateral surface area, or LA, lateral area, of a regular pyramid is half the perimeter of the base, okay? Half the perimeter of the base times the slant of the height. It's essentially the same as a pyramid, right? So it's half the base times the height. That's how you would find the area of a triangle, right? So the symbols would be half the perimeter, or half the base, times the height. But here we call it the slant height, L, okay? But it's essentially the same thing we've been learning when we find the area of a triangle. The total surface area, okay, of a regular pyramid is the lateral area plus the area of the base. So we're looking for, so we have surface area equals our base, right? The area of our base plus the lateral area. Or we can say surface area is the base plus half the perimeter versus the slant height, which is when we're looking for the area of a triangle, we do half the base times the height. Now, I want you to pay attention closely to something. We are doing the sum of all the sides. So the reason we say half of the perimeter over here, see, it's because we're saying half of the perimeter. Now, the perimeter is all the way around here. You see the laser where I'm pointing, all of that. Now, if we only do half of the perimeter, I'm saying from here to here to only halfway there. So you could figure out the entire perimeter and you fill that in there, and then you multiply by half and you get half of it, correct? And then you multiply it times the slanted height, or the slant height, and that'll give you the sum of all 4 lateral faces. And here's a better look at how our pyramid looks. So model of a regular square pyramid, okay? Here we have a regular square pyramid with our regular polygon, okay, and our triangular lateral areas, right? Well, if we were to open it from the top, it would look like this. We have our square and 4 triangles, right? Easy to see. To find the lateral area, LA, remember, of a regular pyramid, refer to the net. The lateral area is the sum of the areas of the triangles. So the sum of the area of all these triangles. You could find the area for just one triangle, half the base times the height, and multiply it by 4. Now again, that would only work if the base is a square. If it's a rectangle, it would not work. And here we have it done both ways. You see, we have the lateral area is 4 times. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, front, side, back, and the other, and the left side of half. Okay, half the base times the height. Or now you can see how we can use commutative property of multiplication and switch them around a little bit, and it would not affect our answers, simply because whenever you multiply or add, you can move around your numbers or your variables and it would not matter. Or you can also do the perimeter of the base, right? You find the perimeter of the entire base, the perimeter, and then that you half it so that it's only half. So it would be half of this one, half of this one, half of this one, half of this one, but really it would just be like just half. Let's say the right side of it times the slant height, and that would give you the sum of all the surface areas. You would still have to add in the base, so that's why we add in the base later on. You see that we have that here, then we add the area of the base, and that'll give you the entire surface area of your pyramid. I hope this makes sense, boys and girls. If it doesn't, please pause the video, go through the example yourself, take the time to read everything, and then listen again to my explanation. As you can see, this is the page with all the examples 1, 2, and 3, where we have a square, I believe it's a square pyramid, yeah, 4 by 4, a square pyramid. Then we have a triangular pyramid, and again, another triangular pyramid. And then finally, and you can see how all the numbers are substituted, and then later on we get to try one ourselves. Now let me zoom in so that you can take a look at these carefully. Now, boys and girls, remember you can always pause the video and read yourself through the steps and make sense of it yourself. So here we have a square 4 by 4 and with a base of 4 and a height of 9, correct? So what we want to do is we want to find the perimeter to the whole area. The perimeter would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, right? So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So that's 16. And you can see that the perimeter is being replaced there with 16. And then the slanted height right there, you see that? It's 9. So we replace it with 9. And we're going to multiply by half because it's triangular, right? So that you know that the area of a triangle is half. And then what is the area of our square, the base? 4 times 4, length times width, correct? Area equals length times width, which is 16. Now that we have all our variables, we multiply first and then we add, correct? We follow order of operation. And I could do half of both, right? I could do, or I can just half the one. So I could do half of 16 is 8, and 8 times 9 is 72, plus 16 is 88. Let's see this triangular pyramid here. Okay, find the total surface area of the pyramid with a base area of 111 square meters. Okay, the base has been given to us. You see that? So we simply, with area of the base, which is represented by capital B, we just simply have to replace the variable with that number. Okay, now we have to find the perimeter. So what's the perimeter? It's 16 plus 16 plus 16, right? 16 plus 16 is 32, plus 16 is 48. And there it is. And then the slant height is 20, right? Slant height is 20. I'm going to go right ahead and just half the 48 because it's easier. And I get 24 times 20 plus 111 is 591. And now we have another triangular pyramid for example 3, but this time we're not given the area of the base, but we are given the dimensions, where we see we have a height of, for the triangular base, we have a height right here of 8.7 and a base of 10. I could multiply these two numbers together and it would be easy. It would make it 87, right? Because the decimal place just moves over one place when multiplied by 10. It moves over 1, so it would become 87. But because I want half of it, remember a triangle is half of a square or rectangular figure, I would half 87 to 43.5. And you can see right here that the area of the base is 43.5. So that's solved. And now we need the perimeter, which is 10 plus 10. And you can only assume that this is also, oh no, it's given to us, plus 10, right there. 10 plus 10, it's an isosceles, not isosceles, an equilateral triangle. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30, correct? And there it is. So, and half of 30 is 15. And then 15 times 12. Okay, 15 times 12 plus 43.5 is 223.5 square feet. Okay, if you think you got it, go ahead and try question A and question B on your own. Go ahead and also rewind if you need a reminder of the formulas or the steps, and then come back to these questions. Pause now. I hope you paused the video. Here we go. Let's try it. Find the surface area of a square pyramid, so square, 4 sides, that has a slant height of 8 centimeters and a base length of 5 centimeters. A base length. Because it is a square, we know that the base length is 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. So the perimeter is going to be 20. So just to give you a visual, this is our square. Okay, the base, and we know that each side, because it's a square, they're all the same length, and they're 5 centimeters, right? And then we have the triangular sides that meet on the top. Almost looks like a tent, but this is supposed to be one vertex where they all meet. Okay, so ignore the fact that they stick out. We have a height of 8. A height of 8 right here. Okay, and that's for all of them along the side. So it would look something like this. Okay, we have 5 by 5. 5 by 5 would be our area of the base right here, and 5 times 5 is 25. So I can go ahead and replace that right away. That's the area of my base. And then plus the perimeter would be 20, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, the perimeter. That's that variable right here. And what's half of 20? So I can go right to it. Half of 20 is 10. Oops, where am I going with that? 10, right up here. And then the height is 8, and that's being multiplied times 8. Now I have 80, right? Bring down that 25 still. I haven't done anything with that. So surface area is 25, which is the area of my base, plus the sum of all the triangles around, which is 80, and that's 105. My surface area is 105 centimeter square. Now, don't forget square because we're just doing area. And now for question B, find the total surface area of the pyramid shown. We have to find, it's a triangle pyramid, we have to find the area of our base. So it's, let's write the formula, which is our surface area equals area of the base plus half the perimeters times the slanted height, the slant height. Okay, we have, let's find our area of a base first. Okay, where we have surface area equals area of our base. It's a triangle, and you guys know that to find the area of a triangle, as we've done in previous lessons, is half the base times the height. What's my base here? Looks like it's 12. It looks like it's an equilateral triangle. 12, 12, and 12. Do you see that? So 12. What's half of 12? It's 6. Because I'm only going to multiply half of my base times the height. 6 times 10.4. That's 62.4. Right? And then we have plus half the perimeter. again, we have the perimeter is 12 plus 12 plus 12, or 12 times 3, which is 36. And half of 36 is 18. So I'm just going to go right to that 18 times, what is the slant height? It's 15. So 18 times 15. And now I have to follow order of operation, where multiplication right here always comes before addition. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 18 times 15 first. And when I do that, I get 270 plus 62.4, right? I just bring down the 62.4. It's already there. I just bring it right down. And bring down my formula, right? And now I have to add these two, and I get surface area equals 332.4 meters squared. Okay, if this is something that you're struggling with, don't worry. This is simply an introduction. We're going to look at it in class again and again. We will have multiple examples in class, and we'll take the time needed in order for all of us to be successful at finding the surface area of a pyramid. Let's look at example 4. Here we have a real world example. I'm not going to go through it, but please, I do encourage you to do it. The reason I'm not going through it is simply to save time on this video. But pause, take a look through it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me in class. Let's take a look at this problem. Okay, Amado purchased a bottle of perfume that is in the shape of a square pyramid. Square pyramid, the base is square. The slant height of the bottle is 4.5 inches and the base is 2 inches. Find the area surface. So the base, I'm assuming the slant of the height and the base is 2 inches. Now they're only telling us one dimension of the base because it's a square, obviously, and they're not saying the area of the base is 2 inches. They're simply just telling us it's 2 inches. So that, I'm assuming that is one dimension. So if we were to have a square, as you see right here, okay, and one side, one dimension is 2 inches. Now I know that this looks more like a diamond or trapezoid, but it's supposed to be a 3D figure. That's why it looks like that. Okay, there's my pyramid. So that's 2 inches. That means my entire pyramid would be 2 inches plus 2 inches plus 2 inches plus 2 inches, or 2 times 4, which is 8. Or 2 times 2 to get the area, length times width, length times width. 2 times 2 is 4. So the base, again, surface area equals the area of my base plus half the perimeter, right? Half the perimeter times the slant height. Surface area equals, what's the area of my base? 2 times 2, which is 4, plus my perimeter would be 8, and half of my perimeter is 4. Correct? Do you understand how I got that? The perimeter is the distance around, okay? And it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 8, but we only need half of it, half of the perimeter, and half of 8 is 4. Times the height, and they said the height is 4.5. You see that? The slant height. So it would be times 4.5. Now we follow order of operations, which means we have to multiply before we add. So let's multiply 4 times 4.5. Now 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 times a half is half of 4, which is 2. And 16 plus 2 is 18. So this right here is 18 plus 4. Okay, that's our surface area. Sorry if it looks like I'm working backwards, but I'm just trying to show you the steps of each individual operation. And 4 plus 18 is 22. And we're working with inches, so it's 22 inches squared. As I mentioned before, we will be practicing in class. We'll start with our guided practice, as we always do. We'll look at question 1, question 2, and question 3. Please go ahead, read through it, make sure that you feel comfortable with it. And if right now you have any questions, make sure to bring them up in class. See you in class, everyone.